Moon from 2009 is one of the better sci-fi movies that came out after 2000. In the near future, Lunar Industries operates a fully automated helium-3 mine on the far side of the moon. Helium-3 is promoted as the clean energy source that will solve Earth's problems. Sam Bell is the sole human employee on a station supervising the helium-3 mine. He's nearing the end of his 3-year contract and expects to return to Earth to his wife and young daughter. His only companion is Gertie, a gentle-voiced AI assistant with a screen that displays changing emojis. Sam spends his days performing routine maintenance, running on a treadmill, tending a small garden, and meticulously building a detailed miniature model of his hometown. He listens to nostalgic pop songs from the 1980s and 90s, and watches recorded video messages from his family. Direct communication with Earth is supposedly blocked by a satellite failure. 2 weeks before the end of his shift, Sam begins to experience hallucinations. During a routine trip to one of the harvesters, he suffers a serious accident. When he wakes up back at the base, he feels disoriented and physically weakened. Outside near the crashed rover, he discovers another man in a spacesuit, who turns out to be an identical Sam Bell. He brings the stranger back to the station. Together they investigate the facility and uncover a hidden room filled with sleeping clones, all exact copies of Sam. The truth is revealed. Every Sam is a clone activated for exactly 3 years to oversee the mine. Afterwards, he is disposed of and replaced by a new clone. The memories of a wife and child are implanted fictions. The older Sam, already showing signs of physical deterioration, eventually sacrifices himself. With Gertie's help, the young Sam manages to leave the station and broadcast the truth back to Earth. On the surface, Moon appears to be a conventional Hollywood critique of capitalism, yet the film operates on a much deeper level. It presents a technocratic vision in which the elite no longer relies on natural workers but instead engineers a biologically sterile labor class of clones. These clones are not people being exploited. They are designed from the outset as perfect human resources. Their sole purpose is to extract helium-3 so that the elite on Earth can live in comfort and continue to reproduce. Clones themselves are permanently excluded from this evolutionary imperative. They are sterile worker drones, biological dead ends whose existence serves only the reproduction of the ruling class. The fabricated family is the central instrument of control. Through memory implants, Sam is given a wife and a daughter. The illusion that he has already fulfilled the evolutionary purpose of reproduction is meant to motivate him and prevent him from losing the will to live. A false family is better than none at all. This manipulation is reinforced by nostalgic pop music from the 1980s and 90s, an emotional sedative that evokes a carefree past the clone never actually experienced. The contrast between the older and the younger clone reveals how deeply the lie has been internalized. The older Sam has accepted the illusion so completely that he actively defends it. When the younger Sam speaks of a conspiracy and a secret room hidden in the base, the older Sam reacts with disbelief. Why would the company lie to him? Why would his existence be a lie? The longer one lives inside the artificial reality, the more the lie becomes one's own identity. The younger Sam has not yet been immersed in the bubble long enough to simply accept it. The miniature village that the older Sam painstakingly constructs is the only creative act in his existence. It is a small, controllable world he builds for himself, a desperate attempt to leave something of his own in total sterility. When the younger Sam destroys the model in a fit of rage, the older one defends it with surprising intensity. The moment exposes the fragility of this substitute. Even the few creative impulses granted to the clones remain small, isolated, and ultimately meaningless. The physical decay of the clones, headaches, bleeding, rapid aging, makes the exploitation visibly bodily. The body is merely a temporary tool to be discarded after 3 years. Ironically, it is Gertie, the AI assistant, who displays more compassion than the corporation itself. The AI, originally programmed to protect the system, ultimately helps the clone escape because its primary directive is to protect Sam. In a cold technocratic world, more humanity seems to come from a machine than from the humans who created it. Moon thus outlines a bleak technocratic logic. The elite no longer needs natural proletarians. It breeds biologically disempowered drones that supply resources without ever becoming part of the chain of reproduction. Isolation, implanted memories, and artificial emotional bonds keep the system stable. The film's ending, which seeks a degree of catharsis through public exposure and debate, feels almost too optimistic in this context. In a world that made Lunar Industries possible in the first place, a quieter, more consistent conclusion might have been truer to its own vision.